Las Vegas, Nevada, home of casinos, bright lights, and the annual DEF CON Hacker Conference. Every year, security researchers, ethical hackers, and even some with questionable motives gather to push the boundaries of technology. They probe, prod, and exploit systems, all in the name of identifying weaknesses and improving security. DEF CON is where the digital world's vulnerabilities are laid bare, and this year, the spotlight was on U.S. voting machines. These machines, responsible for tallying the votes of millions of Americans, are meant to be secure, reliable bastions of democracy. Yet, year after year, DEF CON attendees demonstrate just how fragile these systems can be. With alarming regularity, hackers find ways to breach their defenses, exposing vulnerabilities that could potentially alter election outcomes. A dedicated space within DEF CON, known as the Voting Village, is where the real action happens. Here, various voting machines and election equipment are set up, ripe for the picking by eager hackers. It's a controlled environment where the goal is not to sow chaos, but to expose weaknesses before malicious actors can exploit them in the real world. This year was no different. Participants at the Voting Village successfully breached a number of voting machines, demonstrating a range of vulnerabilities. While the full details of these breaches are yet to be released in a comprehensive report, early indications suggest that many of the flaws identified are not new. They are persistent problems that have been identified in previous years, highlighting the slow and often inadequate response to addressing these critical security gaps. Identifying security vulnerabilities is only half the battle. The real challenge lies in getting those vulnerabilities patched and the systems updated before they can be exploited in a real election. Unfortunately, the process of securing voting systems is often slow, complicated, and fraught with obstacles. Unlike software updates for your phone or computer, which can be pushed out relatively quickly, updating voting systems is a much more involved affair. It often involves coordinating with multiple vendors, election officials, and government agencies, each with their own priorities, procedures, and often limited resources. This complexity creates delays, making it difficult to implement security patches in a timely manner. The DEF CON Voting Village has become an annual reminder of the vulnerabilities plaguing U.S. voting systems. It's not just a recent phenomenon. These machines have been under scrutiny for years. In 2017, for example, hackers at DEF CON demonstrated the alarming ease with which they could compromise these systems. One individual managed to hack in and cast a remote vote in just 90 minutes. Subsequent years have seen similar demonstrations of vulnerability. In 2019, an NBC News investigation further revealed the susceptibility of these machines to tampering. These recurring incidents highlight a systemic lack of adequate security measures in U.S. voting machines, raising serious concerns about the integrity of the electoral process. Dominion Voting Systems, one of the largest providers of election equipment in the U.S., has found itself at the center of the storm. In 2023, University of Michigan professor J. Alex Halderman, a renowned expert in computer security and election integrity, revealed significant vulnerabilities in Dominion's voting machines. His findings, presented in a Georgia courtroom, sent shockwaves through the election security community. Halderman's report, based on extensive testing, confirmed that Dominion's systems were susceptible to hacking, potentially allowing malicious actors to manipulate votes on a large scale. He exposed weaknesses in various components of the system, including the Central Election Management System, highlighting the potential for widespread manipulation and the undermining of public trust in election outcomes. Despite the alarming findings regarding Dominion voting systems' vulnerabilities and the repeated warnings from security experts, some states have been slow to act. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, for example, announced that the state would not implement necessary security patches in Dominion systems before the 2024 election, citing logistical challenges and costs. This decision has drawn sharp criticism from election security advocates and cybersecurity experts who argue that the risks posed by these vulnerabilities are too great to ignore. The continued use of these machines, despite the known flaws and the potential for exploitation, raises serious questions about the commitment to ensuring fair and secure elections. The vulnerabilities exposed at DEF CON and the ongoing debate over the security of voting machines underscore the fragility of democratic processes in the digital age. When the systems designed to safeguard our elections are compromised, It undermines the very foundation of a free and fair society. The stakes are incredibly high. Insecure voting systems erode public trust in elections, fuel misinformation and conspiracy theories, and potentially even sway election outcomes. Addressing these vulnerabilities is not just a technical challenge but a matter of national security and the preservation of democratic values. The time for complacency is long gone. We must act decisively to secure our elections and protect the integrity of our democracy. Thank you for watching till the end. Stand up for free speech and help protect the free exchange of ideas online. Please like and subscribe to help us reach more viewers.